So there are train wrecks, and then there are the 93rd Academy Awards. This was so much worse than I could have ever imagined. Before I really get into it, I would like to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I hit 100 subscribers, and for me, that's monumental. While I know there's others out there with millions, 100 for me is truly humbling. I mean, I made this channel for my passion, my love, movies. I hope that you all continue to enjoy my videos, and I'll keep making content that's close to my heart. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Overly Honest Movie Reviews. My name is Chris, and as always, I try to give you guys what you want to see. Please like this video, then subscribe and follow me for more content like this. I cover anything and everything related to movies, both old and new. Okay, so I'm not here to bash Steven Soderbergh. Okay, well, maybe a little, but where to start? So we had to wait 2 additional months for this year's show due to a worldwide pandemic. I will say that the show started off in a fun way with a slow, steady-cam tracking shot of Regina King walking an Oscar all the way from the outside garden into the room where the Oscars were actually held, inside Union Station. From that moment on, though, things kind of took a wild ride and not for the best. From the terrible order of awards given out for the night, from them intentionally trying to get this emotional ending that didn't end up working out for them. A good friend of mine pointed out that I hadn't been able to put my finger on something about this year's awards. The ceremony, I mean this in the most selfish way possible, it felt like it was just for the Hollywood's elite. It felt like they had abandoned all of those at home who still watch the ceremony and love film. From limiting the number of clips, putting musical numbers during the pre-show, letting the speeches go on for what sometimes seemed like an endless amount of time. Just everything about it just felt like it was for them, which it is, but at the same time, it just felt like us at home were kind of just bystanders, just, lucky enough to get to see it. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the meat of this video. This isn't about the award show itself. This is about my predictions and my monumental failure, at least comparatively to the past. I ended up with a 70%, a C minus. Well, I was never, a straight A student in school. A C minus is still kind of an So with 7 of my 23 picks being wrong, 7, it's still a passing grade, but normally I miss 3 to 5 max. So this year was full of interesting moments. I'm going to kind of just go off script, go through, the list of all the categories, those who won, those who I picked, kind of go from that point. Okay, so we'll start with Best Picture. My pick, who, by the way, if we went with just my picks, that was a 48%, which would have been an F, which, not great. So we're going to go with the official picks that I made. For Best Picture, I picked Nomadland, and Nomadland won. So, we started off pretty strong. Actually, ironically, it didn't start the show, but it was way earlier than it was supposed to be. Anyways, for director, I picked Chloe Chow, who won, which, that's great as well. Then we kind of go off script here. For Best Actress, I picked Carey Mulligan. Frances McDormand won, which I wasn't terribly upset about, but at the same time, I don't know. I just wasn't the best award of the evening. For Best Actor, I picked Chadwick Boseman because I thought pretty much that he was a guaranteed lock. However, it went to Anthony Hopkins, who I actually wanted to win, so, I feel like that was a victory. Supporting Actress went to Yoo Jung-youn, which I, again, apologize for probably butchering her name. Supporting Actor went to Daniel Kaluuya. Man, those two just get me each time. Adapted Screenplay went to The Father, who I had picked Nomadland, but I'm absolutely okay with it having gone to The Father. Original Screenplay went to Promising Young Woman, which I also picked. Cinematography went to Mank, which, I guess we got to throw him a bone, but I assumed Nomadland was going to win. I'm glad it didn't, because I felt like the cinematography in Nomadland was due more to where it was filmed and the time of day it was filmed than the movie itself. But costume design went to Ma Rainey, which I picked. Film editing went to Sound of Metal, which I picked. Makeup and hair went to Ma Rainey as well. Production design went to Mank, so somehow my least favorite film not out of them all, but one of my least favorite films, walked away with 2 awards. Although I did pick it for that category. Best score went to Soul, which I assumed was going to happen. Best song was a nice surprise. I thought Speak Now was going to win. Fight for You from Judas and the Black Messiah actually ended up winning, which I'm not really upset about. Fight for You, Speak Now, and Husavik were all kind of tied for me. So I really enjoyed those all comparatively. I mean, I think that the music category in general has a huge problem with the Oscars, but that's for a whole nother video. So sound, which we know I've covered before, I'm so glad that they moved that into one category. Obviously Sound of Metal won. I mean, it would have been weird if anything else won. Visual effects was Tenet because there were no other real competition. It was a weird year. Animated went to Soul because Disney and Pixar buy the award, basically. Documentary feature went to My Octopus Teacher, which wasn't a huge surprise. I would have liked to see it go to Crip Camp, but international picture. I gotta get better at that. That went to Another Round, which also wasn't a surprise. Animated short went to If Anything Happens, which I'm not necessarily opposed to. I mean, it was a moving, film, but it just didn't hit me like it did a lot of other people. Documentary short went to Colette, which was a surprise because I thought for sure A Song for Latasha was going to win. And then last but not least, live action short. So I wanted Two Distant Strangers to win from the moment I saw it. However, the favorite by far was The Letter Room because it had Oscar Isaac in it. And if you watched my previous video, you saw my issue with that. However, Two Distant Strangers won, so, I was super excited about that. With that, I ask you, what was your biggest surprise of the night? Did you have any film that you think should have won that didn't? Wolfwalkers, in my opinion. I already made my absurdly early list for next year's awards, so go check out my Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter to see that. Thank you guys again for joining me. Please comment below and let me know what your thoughts are. Don't forget to like this video, then subscribe and follow me if you'd like to see more videos like this. Also, make sure to check back tomorrow as well. I'm going to be doing another video of my last 2 months worth of films that I bought. It's absolutely ridiculous.